Hello, this is Veronica with Once Upon a Homeschooler here to do another video review. Today's review is going to be Daily Language Review by Evan Moor. We're going to be doing the grade 6 Common Core edition. Please don't worry if it says Common Core edition. This is not teaching the way most schools do. It just adheres to the guidelines of Common Core, which means that in the grade 6 level, your children will learn what they would learn in grade 6 in a classroom. That's all that means, and there's nothing really to worry about or be afraid of there. This book here will be covering these topics up here in the corner: grammar and usage, capitalization, punctuation and spelling, word meanings and relationships, and it's broken down into 36 weeks of 10-minute daily activities. So there will be activities for each day. In the back here, it shows you that Evan Moor carries a wide variety. This is just a few of their workbooks that they carry: writing, language arts, phonics, reading, science, math, word problems, handwriting. These are just a few of the books that they cover. There's many, many more on their website, so you can go there and get them. They do cost usually about $15 to $20 per book. This one was $21.99. So if you are buying them for multiple children, they do add up quickly, which is why I don't use these nearly as much as I probably would like otherwise. Although they do have in here a copyright permission to use them for a single classroom. I'm sorry, there's a lot of background noise right now. That's kind of distracting to me, but I've tried to do it in the most quiet time of day here. I just live in a very noisy region of the world, I guess, because it's never quiet, even in the middle of the night. So anyways, this is for single classroom. You may use photocopies for your students, but not for other people or other people's students. There's just a little bit of introductory information here in the beginning, how to use it. Here's a lovely detailed scope and sequence checklist that tells you what skills they'll be working on during which weeks. As you can see, most of the skills are covered in multiple weeks. Here's weeks 1 through 18, and here's weeks 19 through 36. So if you have any questions about when something will be covered or if they cover it at all, you can just look here and get a quick overview. You can make copies of this progress report so they can keep track of how well they're doing each week. And there's a list here for vocabulary words. But let's just dive into the meat of the program here. Week 1, day 1, daily language review. The first thing they're going to do is read the 2 sentences and correct them with the correct capitalization, the correct punctuation, and write them so that they are correct. The next section, all they have to do is write in the correct tense of the word. And the final thing they do is they give them a little teeny piece of research. Swimming is the most popular water sport, and all they need to do is make an interesting sentence from that note. So you could write literally, swimming is the most popular water sport, or you could write it differently: one of the most popular water sports is swimming, or something like that. Doesn't really matter how they rewrite it, as long as they use that information and they make it their own. So if they're doing swimming is the most popular water sport, that's a bit more of a plagiarism thing than one of the most popular water sports we have today is swimming. That's a little bit of writing it in their own words. So you can work on that skill if you want, or if they're still on just the basic, this is the information I need to get down level, you can just have them write it simply. Week 1, day 2, again, we're going to be correcting the sentences. We're going to use the correct tense of the words, and then we're going to find the correct contraction. Neither one of these activities should take your child more than 5 or 10 minutes a day. So a lot of children like that they can just get their workbook out, do it really quick, and they're done with it, so they don't have to worry about it. And I like them too that they put in some really interesting contractions, because if you have a dyslexic child, you do see some of these odd words or these odd usages once in a while, because I can't quite remember where the apostrophe should go. So just a few more days here. Again, they're starting out with the same type of activity: rewrite the sentences, add adjectives, and then correct the spelling word that was underline the word that was incorrect, and you just correct it. Day 4, pretty much the same thing again. They're going to add punctuation, capitalization, and then they're going to make a better word than argument. So they had a long discussion, they had a long debate, they had a long talk, anything that would fit that word a little bit better. Day 5, we're just going to be doing dictionary entries. Just write the letter. If it's Coach Williams will present the medals after the competition, which which version of definition of present is the right one? Is it a gift? No, because we're not talking about giving them a gift. They're giving them the medals. They are going to be doing D, giving information or an award. And so you just write the letter of the correct definition on the line, which is pretty easy. And then you just write a paragraph using 3 different meanings of the word present or present, depending on how you're using the word. So it's really easy, fast, and of course they're not all the same, but a lot of them do begin with correct the sentences because that's one thing that many children this age struggle with. So I'm just going to show you a few more. All of them are short, to the point, easy. Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes a day to do. I really like this book because they're just so simple and easy, and they're not anything too complicated, and they just work on those skills that a lot of children are missing just because they didn't get fully taught it, they didn't fully understand it, or they didn't retain it very well. So it's just pretty simple, basic stuff, and it just pretty much is the same thing over and over with different sentences, and they try to add some interesting activities, interesting uses of words, so our children can kind of self-correct, find the mistakes. And a lot of the time in writing, that's what you want to do. You want the children to correct the mistakes other people wrote instead of their own mistakes, because it's much, much harder to correct your own writing than it is to correct somebody else's writing, because basically you knew what you were saying when you wrote it. And if you could have written it better, you would have written it better. So since you didn't write it better, that means that was the best you could come up with, and it's hard to think of something even better later on, because you're already out of that way of thinking that you were thinking when you wrote it. So a lot of people, even professional writers, have trouble editing their own work. I mean, they can find some of it, but then you send it off to a professional editor and you're like, whoa, I didn't catch that, or wow, that's a better way to say it, or oh, I didn't even think of using that word. And so some people are great editors and some people are great writers, but not all great writers are great editors, and not all great editors are great writers. So even professional writers need to edit, and even professional editors need to write. So this works on all those skills that they need to, and it just helps their children think of language in different ways and review all those skills that they need to be able to write correctly. So when they come to their own writing, hopefully they will be able to do a better job. And in the back here there are the answer keys. So if you don't know what the correct answer is, or if you kind of got stumped yourself, you can just flip to the answer keys here in the back and it gives that to you. So I don't know if you have any questions on that book. I really like it. It's really fast, really effective, covers every day of the year, covers all the skills you really need to make sure you're covering. And I think that's a lot of fun and interesting. So anyway, that's it for that. Thank you and have a blessed day.